When you're accepting somebody, you are also taking on the baggage that comes with that person. Everybody has baggage. There is no such thing as the baggageless person. But if you ignore that baggage or you just don't want to touch it, then you're never going to actually you have to learn how to live with it because it comes with this person.
Yeah.
So looking at those red flags and being transparent and saying, hey, this bothers me. But we have to be willing to explore it from a place of curiosity. Not like you're doing this and it's driving me crazy, but from a place of like, hey, I'm noticing this, right? And it's really bothering me. What can we do about that? So the Gottmans have this style of communication called doing a gentle startup, where instead of being like, you're doing this and it's making me mad, they break it up into 3 pieces. So there's that I feel statement. So not you're making me mad, as I'm feeling mad, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling stressed about the situation, right? I'm frustrated that or that the kitchen's very messy at the end of the night. So you try and take the yous out of it as much as possible, right? So it doesn't count if you're like, I feel mad that you're not doing this. That doesn't count. But if you're like, I feel frustrated that our kitchen's always a mess before we go to bed, it's a lot of we. Now we're talking about a neutral situation between the two of us. And then what do I need? Right? I need a little bit more emphasis from us to make sure that the kitchen's a little bit more tidy. So it's not critical, it's not defensive, it's not attacking, but you're still addressing the issue just in a way that's more empathetic and fosters more communication and understanding.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what is the bigger picture issue that's affecting us and how can we tackle it together? Not just, what can you do to make this better? Because you're making me mad. This is an issue. What is the solution? And maybe the solution for someone is, hey, I need 20 minutes when I come home from work before I clean the house. I need that time. I need to decompress. Like, we can each clean for a half hour. We'll put a timer on. You could do it as soon as you get home and I'll do it 20 minutes later, or whatever that solution that works is. But I love that's coming more out of it. Here's a problem we can attack together, not I'm mad at you because you didn't clean. Because someone's going to be defensive to that, obviously.
The Gottman method pairs really well with emotionally focused therapy, which basically looks at there's a cycle going on between the two partners, and they're both feeding that cycle. So if you can get them to stop looking at what the other person's doing to contribute to that cycle, and more, what am I doing to contribute this cycle, then you can start a new cycle of more effective communication. So I find that the two modalities really pair very well together to help them understand emotionally what's going on that's like triggering our insecurities, or people have fear of abandonment, or that their partner's going to leave them, or things will never get better, and that feeds the conflict. So understanding what's feeding the cycle and then pairing that with the actual tools and the roadmap that the Gottman method provides, I find really complement each other really well.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. I think all these tools and tactics are just so beneficial. And I think it's things that they're not just going to come to you intuitively. Maybe some of them will. I mean, if you're a very self-aware person in a relationship, which, God bless you, that's amazing. But I think for your average person, it does take work. And I think that this is such an important conversation to highlight that fact that it takes work, and it's okay that it takes work. I think sometimes people think relationships should be easy and everything should just always be going really well, but it's okay that it takes work sometimes.
Oh, I tell all my couples, if it feels hard, it should.
Yeah.
Because that means it's like, if it feels hard, that means you're giving it the effort it actually deserves. So even with parenting, right? If you're exhausted from the day and you're stressed out and you're frustrated, but at the same time you're wondering, am I doing enough for my kid? You're probably doing more than enough because you're so burnt out, because you're putting so much of yourself into it to want to be the best parent that you can, that it should feel hard. If it feels easy, so like with anxiety, for example, if you don't feel anxious about something, that also means you don't care about it. And sometimes it's good to feel anxious because it lets you know that you're taking something seriously.
Yeah.
Right? So if the relationship feels hard, that means that you care enough about it for it to feel hard. If it feels easy, that means, are we really investing as much? Are we actually just doing surface level going through the motions? Are we even just like casually dating each other? Or are we actually trying to build a relationship? It is a very hard thing. And I agree with you. If that difficulty became normalized, I think people would be less blindsided when it does actually feel that way.